Thanks for joining in today. We're going to do a circuit as we usually do that involves about 10 different exercises. We're going to do each of those 10 exercises for a minute and a half, and then once we've had a little bit of a rest, then we will go and do those exercises again, but just for a minute the second time around. So today we're going to do a bit of a mixture of upper and lower body exercises. So if you have got a couple of pieces of equipment lying around home, go and grab them now. So what we need are some weights. So if you've got a couple of dumbbells, go and grab them. Otherwise, some cans of food, drink bottle, whatever you've got lying around. That just gives you a little bit, maybe half a kilo to a kilo is absolutely sufficient. So some weights for starters. And something that you can put your feet on that will slide. I normally have some little laminated pieces of paper, but they've gone MIA. So I have just got a couple of cloths that I'm going to pop my foot on and just scoot back and forth, and added bonus of polishing the floor. So, so if you can grab yourself, something that you can put your feet on to slide. So if you've got carpet, paper plates work really well. The other option as well is that you can just use your socks as well. So if you don't have shoes on, you can just use socks on floorboards or tiles or lino or whatever you've got. So obviously the other thing that you do need is a chair. So go and grab yourself a chair, something that you can use for some weights, and something that you can slide your feet on. If you don't have any of those things, then we can certainly work around that as well. I'll give you a couple of options to modify if need be. So with all that in mind, hopefully you've grabbed all your bits and pieces, and we will get started. Over there. All right, so first exercise we're going to do anyway is standing. So we're just going to do a little bit of a warm up to get us moving basically. So let's get started with our side step. So this is quite a common one for us. So we can either just do a nice casual side step. If you want to take that up a notch, have a little bit of an extra bend through those knees as you step side to side. And if you want to get the arms involved as well, which is going to get your heart rate up even more, then just add in a little shoulder squeeze. So your hands are coming out in front and then squeezing through the muscles in your back. So from the side, that just looks like that. So you're just taking your elbows back behind you. So again, just take it at your own level. It's really just as a bit of a warm up to get the blood flowing, so nothing too strenuous to start off with. So yeah, as I was saying, it was very cold here in Tassie. I think we had 3 frosts in a row, so it's certainly winter is making its presence felt, but anyway, that's what happens. So keep those arms moving, keep those legs moving, keep breathing, chest up, head up, and got about 20 seconds to go with these ones. So just keep everything moving. So try and make a really nice wide side step rather than just a little movement. Try and step that little bit wider. It'll get those muscles in the side of your hips working that little bit more. If the arms are too much, drop them out as well. All right, give those arms a shake. Next one is our shoulder taps. So that looks like hands out to the side, hands on your shoulders, hands to the ceiling, hands to your shoulders, out to the side. So shoulders, ceiling, shoulders, out. Now, as much as you can, try and keep these muscles here nice and relaxed. So we're not hunching up like this, we're keeping them nice and relaxed throughout the whole movement. And the other thing I want you to really try and do is keep those elbows, see how they're in line with my shoulders, not down here, try and keep them up here. So that's tough, your arms will get tired, that's okay. If you feel your elbows dropping, if you feel yourself tensing through your neck muscles, stop, give your arms a shake, reset your posture and start again. That's absolutely fine. Now if for any reason you don't have that range of movement up over your shoulders, just do what you can, even if it's just that little movement out to the side, that's fine. If anyone's finding this really easy, then grab your weights and you can add your weights in as well. But I find after a minute and a half, your arms and shoulders will start to get pretty tired. So I think usually no weight is just fine. So we've got about 5 seconds to go. So keep going if you can. Make sure you keep breathing. And I think we are done. Beautiful. Give those arms a really good shake. Now, next exercise is my favorite, sit to stand. So sitting up really tall and straight, push back with your hips. So you're sitting down, push up through your heels, standing back up. So your modifications, either hands on knees to give yourself an extra little push up, that's absolutely fine. So that will make it a little bit easier for you. Remember to really concentrate on making this movement come from your hips. So we're not bending our knees to sit down, we're pushing our hips back to sit down. Now if you're finding that really easy, the progression from there is to just hover above the chair, stand back up. Hover above the chair, stand back up. So it's really just taking it to the level that works for you, what feels suitable for you, but making sure that you really push those hips back. The other thing to watch as well is the position of your knees. So quite often when we feel a little bit unsteady, our knees will come together, and that's not what we want. So we want to try and keep those knees apart. If you really have difficulty keeping those knees separated, grab yourself a cushion or a bowl, pop it between your knees, and that will just really help to keep those knees in the right position. But obviously, if you can do it without, that's fine as well. So just concentrate on that knee position. All right, grab your weights for me. I'm going to do our running man. So one foot in front of the other, soft knees, soft hips, and we're just bending and straightening. Now we're keeping our shoulder nice and still, and we are just bending and straightening at the elbow. Now when you straighten that arm, I want you to really think about squeezing the muscle in the back of your arm here. And so you're using this muscle in the front to bend, this muscle in the back to straighten. So the speed you want to go with this one is a little bit faster than what you would normally do strength exercises. And that's to get your heart rate and get your breathing rate up a little bit. If you want to swap leg position, that's fine. So it's designed to get that heart rate up, get that breathing rate up, but also you've got that strength element happening in your arms as well. So try and keep those weights moving. If you need to stop and have a rest, please do. And again, so really think about squeezing those triceps. So that's the muscle in the back of your arm at that extended position. And then when you're bending, you're using your biceps, which are on the front of your arm. And this is also a good one for your tummy muscles as well, because having that forward position with that those weights moving around you, it forces your tummy muscles and your core muscles to switch on as well. So added bonus. Okay, next one. Hold on to your chair if you need to for a little bit of balance. So what we're going to do is tap our foot out in front and behind. So in front, behind, in front, behind. Now when you're doing this one, we're keeping our body up nice and straight and not holding on if we can. So forward and back. Now I want you to have a nice soft bend in that supporting leg. So it doesn't have to be too bent, but just a little bit of a soft bend so that you're not locking out that knee. And I need to keep an eye on when to switch legs. Now if you're finding that easy, you can increase the angle at your knee. So you can bend that knee a little bit more. And change legs for me. So forward and back. I'm going to move that this way. Forward and back. So yeah, easier version is just a slight bend in the knee. Harder version is a bigger knee bend in the knee. That will just mean that your muscle in this leg here is working a little bit harder. It'll also help with your balance as well. So just pick either that sort of higher position or lower position for a little bit of an extra challenge. Again, a little bit faster than what we normally do hip extensions, which is the ones we kick our leg out behind. But again, it's getting our heart rate up, it's getting our breathing rate up. And another 5 seconds to go. And done. All right. Next one is a lateral bend with a heel raise. So we're going to keep our body up nice and tall and straight. We're going to lean off to the side, come to the middle, hold on if you need to. We're going to do a calf raise and then off to the other side. So middle, heel raise, side, heel raise. Now, as much as you can, think about keeping yourself really tall, even on your toes. And I know I do it myself, but think about trying not to let that happen. I'm hoping you can see my feet are right there. So try not to let your feet splay out. Try and keep them really nice and tall. A good trick is actually, if you're practicing these at home, is to hold a tennis ball or something of similar size between your heels, and it will actually stop your heels from splaying out to the side, make it a little bit more challenging as well. So make sure when you're doing your side raises that you're not leaning forwards or back. You're only going as far as you can while keeping your body straight up, and it's just a bend here in the side. So side and lift, side and lift. That's the way. So you should be sort of feeling a little bit of a stretch up through the side of your body, and you should also be feeling those muscles in your lower legs starting to work as well, particularly if you're really concentrating on not letting those heels splay out to the side. Excellent. All right, now we get to have a sit down. Grab our little sliders. So pop my feet on there, and basically you're just going to slide your feet in and out. So I want you to think about lifting up and sitting really tall through your chair. So you're not slouching down into the chair, you're sitting up really nice and tall, and you're also not putting a whole heap of weight through whatever it is that your feet are on that is allowing you to slide. So we're not sort of trying to push down into the floor, we're keeping the pressure really light. What that's going to do is make those muscles in your thighs work a little bit harder. You might also find that you need to scoot forward on your chair a little bit, like my bottom's towards the front of the chair, because if you sit too far back, you don't have the same range of motion. My legs are also too short. I can't touch the floor very well. So if you're blessed with long legs, then you can probably get away with sitting back a little bit, but otherwise, go forward in your chair a little bit. And so hopefully you'll be starting to feel these muscles here in your thighs working, but particularly if you're sitting forward in your chair, you'll also be feeling the muscles in the back of your thighs as well. So they're your hamstrings. And again, if you keep a little bit of a pace up, you're going to get that heart rate up, get that breathing rate up. So like I was talking about, I think it was last week, the RPE scale, so that rating, next exercise. All right, shoulder squeezes, I'll get back to that. So you can do this sitting or standing, arms out in front, relax those shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades together, relax. Squeeze, relax, keep those shoulders down, so squeeze, relax. And your progression from there, if you choose, is to squeeze, keep squeezing, hands up, hands down, keep squeezing, relax. So squeeze, 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 relax. Yeah, so that RPE scale, rating of perceived exertion, is a scale that goes from 1 to 10. 1 being really easy, 10 being couldn't do any more if you possibly tried. We want to be sitting about a 4 to 6 out of 10. So that means you've got an increase in your heart rate, an increase in your breathing rate. You can still talk, but you certainly couldn't sing. So you might notice that I'm sort of breathing a little bit heavier even though I'm talking. So I'd probably give myself about a 4 out of 10 at the moment, because it has changed my breathing, but at the same time, you know, I can still talk without having to stop and take lots of extra breaths. So that's kind of a good guide for how high the intensity is, and making sure that you keep it at a level that challenges you, but also doesn't, you know, push you into an area that's uncomfortable or causes you pain. All right, give those arms a shake. All right, next one, having a stand up again, holding onto the back of your chair. We're going to bend forward from our hips, put our weight through that chair, and then move forward a little bit, and we're going to extend our leg out behind. So you can either come onto your elbows or just forward onto your hands, whatever is more comfortable for you. Depends on the height of your chair as well. But we're trying to keep our hips nice and square towards towards the chair, and squeezing the muscles in our bottom as we take our leg back. And I do need to see when you need to swap legs. So you can see that my back position doesn't really move. The thing that I want you to focusing on is these muscles in our bottom. So as you take that leg back, you're squeezing the muscles. Switch legs for me. So squeezing the muscles in your bottom. The more you think about a muscle and the more you think about switching that muscle on, the better it works. So that's why I often tell you what muscles the exercises are trying to target, because if you can think about activating those muscles, you'll get more benefit from them basically. And about 15 seconds to go with this one. So again, make sure those hips stay square facing the chair and squeeze those muscles in our bottom as we lift that leg. And then we have got one more exercise after this and then a little rest. So we're just going to go to our box steps to just finish off. So wide step, narrow step, narrow step. So with this one, you really want to try and get a nice big step if you can. If you need to hold on to something in front of you, so if, for example, you want to sort of stretch forward, that is absolutely fine. You just need to try and make it work for you. So if you're not feeling super balanced, that's okay. Even if you need to go really slowly. So if it's a nice, big, slow step, that's fine. The aim of the game is to keep moving and to do different movements that challenge you, swap directions. But as I said, you want to be challenged, but you don't want to feel really uncomfortable with the things that you're doing either. So it's finding that nice middle ground, and everybody's different. We all respond to things differently. So that's why it's really important to listen to your body and do what's right for you. So you can add a little bit of a knee bend in with that as well. So you can either just have a soft bend in your knees, or you can add that little bit of an extra knee bend. Get those muscles in our legs working a little bit harder. The faster you go, obviously, the more your breathing rate will change, the more your heart rate will go up. And so you've got 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, and resting there. Well done, everyone. So hopefully those exercises all made sense. Wasn't anything too tricky. Feel free to chuck a comment in the comment box if you would like me to clarify anything, if you want an easier or harder version of anything as well. But yeah, just see how you go with everything. So I try to give you an easy version and a harder version of everything, just so if there's people watching that need it scaled down a little bit, that suits there. Otherwise, if you need it scaled up a little bit, then you've got something that's going to challenge you a little bit as well. So please go and give yourself a drink, have a quick breather, and then we will get going again. So I'll be right back while I grab my drink bottle. Okay. I have another favour to ask you all actually as well. So my physical in-person exercise classes are hopefully starting up again in July. And so they will be running on a Monday, which means I probably won't be able to do these sessions on a Monday anymore. So the options are either that I move them to a Wednesday, so today, or I just film them whenever and then upload them once a week. So it's kind of a bit of feedback from you guys would be really appreciated. So if you like the live sessions and you'd like to do them live, I guess it kind of helps in the sense that if you've sort of committed in your mind that you're going to do it, it kind of helps because you think, oh yes, I'm going to do this particular session at this particular time. So the live ones do help in that sense. Otherwise, doing it in your own time, that doesn't always happen. But obviously they are all there either on my Facebook page or on the Body Connect Exercise Physiology website as well. So anyway, if you have any thoughts, please feel free to get in touch because I would love to know how you guys feel about either keeping them alive but maybe changing the day to the Wednesday, or just having them pre-recorded and available for you each week. So anyway, enough chatting for me, let's get back into it. So let me change my timer actually before we go any further, so we don't have to do another minute and a half. Not too far, no, that's a minute 10. All right, so we're going to start with our side steps. So Nice wide step. And again, you're really aiming mostly with this one for the width of your step. So if that means going more slowly, I'd rather you do that and get the width happening rather than try and go really fast but do really little ones. So I want you to really try and stretch that step out as much as you can. Again, easier version is just a soft bend in the knees. A little bit harder means that you're bending those knees a little bit more through the step. So bending and straightening. And if you want to add in that little extra shoulder squeeze, then please do. So it's all about getting that heart rate up, getting that breathing rate up, and working to somewhere between a 4 to a 6 out of 10 on that scale. So we've got about 10 seconds to go with this one. Just keep those nice wide steps. As we get tired, our steps tend to get a little bit smaller, so really concentrate on nice wide steps. I have the advantage I can see myself in the camera, so I'm stepping from one side to the other. All right, have a rest there. Stay standing if you can, otherwise sit down and have a rest, but arms out to the side, hands on shoulders, hands up, hands down, hands out. So in, up, and down, out. Excuse me. So we are trying to keep our shoulders here nice and relaxed, and we're trying to keep our elbows up in line with our shoulders as best we can. So it's a nice, slow, controlled movement, not trying to go too fast or anything like that. And again, just take it to a level that feels comfortable for you. If you don't feel comfortable with going overhead, please don't. Just do what is right for you. So keep those shoulders relaxed, keep those arms moving. I reckon we must nearly be there, so keep going if you can. Remember to keep breathing. There we go, give those arms a shake. All right, our sit to stands. So, standing up, pushing back with those hips, pushing up with our heels to stand. So pushing back with our hips, pushing up through the heels to stand. And so remember, if that is feeling okay for you, you want a bit of an extra challenge, then push those hips back, don't sit on the chair, stand up. So you're just hovering above the chair rather than putting your weight all the way down through the chair. Again, watch that position of your knees. Watch that your knees aren't turning in. So hips, knees, feet should all be in a relatively straight line. We don't want knees turning in or turning out for that matter either. So hover above that chair and up. Hover, and the more you push your weight through your heels as you stand up, the more it will work the muscles in your bottom, which is great for our stability and our posture and our strength and all of the above. All right, actually might turn it down. So forward taps, back taps. So forward, back, forward, back. So easier version is holding on, soft bend in the supporting leg. If you want to challenge it a little bit, have a bigger bend in that supporting leg. But again, you're not having too much pressure on the front of your knee there. I'm just going to grab my timer because we need to switch legs. So easier version, soft bend, harder version, deeper bend. If you feel that bending your knee that much causes you discomfort, particularly in the front of your knee, then just bring it back up a level. That's fine. It's just finding what works for you. So that extra little squat there should work the muscles in your thigh. You shouldn't be feeling it in your knee. All right. Next one was our lateral bends. So up nice and straight, hands on our sides, bending off to the side, up to the middle, heel raise, whoop, and off to the side, and heel raise. So remember with those heel raises that we're trying not to let our heels splay out to the side, which is quite challenging to do. So think about squeezing your muscles in your lower legs as you lift, and sort of almost the whole way up the back of your legs, and that will hopefully help to minimize that flare in your heels. But again, if you really struggle with this, a good way to practice is to pop something a tennis ball or something of similar size between your heels, and that should give you that little bit to squeeze, and it means that your heels won't flare out to the side. That's the way. All right, very good. Now, next one was our foot sliders. So grab your little things that allow your feet to slide. Sit your bottom towards the front of your chair and spinning forwards and backwards. So again, we're not putting all of our weight down through whatever our feet are on. We're trying to keep that pressure nice and light. Sitting up really tall and straight as well. So we're trying to be light in our chair. We don't have to bear all our weight down. We're going to try and sit up. By doing so, you're using the muscles in your tummy, the muscles in your back, and as I said before, you're making the muscles in your legs actually work more because you don't have that weight bearing down. So try and keep those legs moving. If you need to slow it down and have a rest, please do. You should be feeling this in both in the fronts and the backs of your thighs. Excellent. All right, we can stay here and do our shoulder squeezes. So shoulders relaxed, hands out in front, squeeze the shoulders together and relax. So really think about squeezing that muscle in between your shoulder blades. To use the tennis ball again, think about squeezing a tennis ball between your shoulder blades. Relax. Excuse me. Squeeze, relax. Upper next level is squeeze, hands up, hands down, relax. So squeeze, keep squeezing, then relax. Watch the muscles in the top of your shoulders through here. We want to make sure that they're not lifting and getting really tight. If you feel like you are going like this, stop, relax, reset, start again. You're better off to stop, have a quick break and start again because we don't want to put all that tension up through our upper shoulders, lower neck. That gets enough tension without adding to it. Give a little shake. All right, hip extension. So that is bend forward at the hips, holding onto the back of your chair and taking that leg behind you. So we are not twisting out to the side as we go back. Our hips stay facing the chair, but we are really concentrating on squeezing the muscles in our bottom, particularly as we take that leg behind us. So squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. Swap legs, squeeze, relax. You'll find if you start to twist your pelvis that you don't get that same nice muscle squeeze happening in your bottom. So really think about keeping your hips pointing towards your chair and squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. We've got one more exercise to go after this. And 3, 2, 1, and resting there. All right, last exercise is our box steps. So nice big, wide steps and back to the center. Big, wide steps. So easier version is nice, slow, soft bend in your knees. If you want to challenge yourself, pick up that pace a little bit and bend those knees a little bit more. So it's almost like a little knee bend in that front wide position there. And we'll change the leg that we lead with in a second. So switch over, so nice, wide legs at the front. Get those muscles working. So this is not only a good one to get our heart rate and our breathing rate up, but it's also good for the stability in our ankles. And that quick little direction change challenges our balance. All really good things for our posture, for our stability, for reducing the risk of having falls. All of those sort of really important things. So we've got 5 seconds to go. So 4, 3, 2, and done. Well done, everyone.